So a lot of us, sometimes we get anxious, we get nervous, you know, we get a little apprehensive about certain things, but then you take it to a different level that for some people, this is affecting their lives, it's affecting the way they do things. And so joining us from the Anxiety Disorder Association of Ontario is Tripp. Great to have you here on the show.
Thank you, Leanne.
And there are ways, there are places to go and seek help, and you guys are actually offering 2 different sessions, one starting this evening, one starting on March the 13th, that offers help to individuals. Can you let me know a little bit more about these sessions?
Absolutely, yes. So the Anxiety Disorders Association of Ontario, we run a 14-week anxiety management workshop, okay? We've got one starting tonight in the West End. We've got another one starting on March 13th, as you've mentioned. So we're trying to reach out to individuals who are affected by anxiety, not simple situational anxiety that I might be experiencing with you being on television right now, but anxiety that is an anxiety condition that impacts their lives. Could be at work, could be their relationships, and leads to, you know, feelings of powerlessness or you know, an intense feeling of anxiety.
It takes over. It takes control. It's affecting the way people are living their lives.
Exactly right.
Because I was saying, so there's people at home, they're watching and they're like, you know, well, this, you know, I can be a little OCD or I can do a little certain things. At what point do they say maybe a session like this is useful for me because I might be a little bit over that that level of normal?
Reasonable question. It kind of comes down to whether or not you believe you've been feeling anxiety for some time, whether or not you feel it has taken control of your life, and it's something that you want to regain control of. So our workshops and our facilitators provide that education so that you can help manage that. We don't really believe that anxiety will ever go away entirely. So what we aim to do is to reduce anxiety in people and to provide them with a toolkit to help them manage their symptoms of anxiety.
I would think in a general, you know, a session like this that you're going to be dealing with individuals with varying levels of anxiety and things that, because there's, as I was looking, there's a long list of certain anxiety disorders.
There are, and it does impact around 12% of the Canadian population for varying degrees. So that works out to almost 100,000 people in the Ottawa area. And so we've got people with generalized anxiety disorder, specific phobias, acute stress, post-traumatic stress disorder, obsessive compulsive disorder, as you've mentioned. So we're reaching out to people who really just said, I've had enough. I'm going to regain control of my life. And so our programs are an education group support basis, not necessarily therapy.
Okay, I was going to ask, you know, if you're looking at these group sessions and you're saying ages can range from 18 to, you know, someone just fresh into retirement.
Sure.
So how is a session conducted? It's because it's not necessarily group therapy, but there is an aspect to that when you're with a group of individuals.
Absolutely. So we do recognize that people will seek treatment or therapy themselves one-on-one with a counselor, a social worker, or a therapist. So our program aims to reach out them and provide them with a toolkit. So education, and it's a group environment. So some people keep this and hold this to themselves. So we want to put them in a safe environment, conducive to learning and conducive to support, and allow them to realize that I'm not the only one who's experiencing these symptoms, and I can help others just like me.
Is it interesting to see an 18-year-old be able to start to say this is affecting me now, and then have an individual who's in their 50s saying, listen, this is when it started to affect me when I was that age,
Absolutely.
And I wish I had done this earlier. And
it's really good to see both demographics represented there, because we know that they do suffer from anxiety. And so to have an older person say, I think you're very courageous to actually step out and say, you know what, I'm losing control and I need to regain control of this. I need to learn some skills to help reduce these symptoms. And it just, you see the support in the group environment, and it's just a wonderful thing.
So, you know, I know that there was registration for the segment that starts tonight, but there are still a couple of spots available. So if people want to get in for the session that starts this evening, the information was listed at the bottom of your screen, and then that's for the west end of the city.
That's correct.
If it's easier, if transportation is an issue, and then you have the one starting in the downtown core.
March 13th.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Spots available. Something that you might be sitting on the couch going, you know, it might be time right now. Maybe the anxiety is building, even making the phone call, but it's something that can help.
Reach out.
Thank you.
You're
Didn't
welcome.
even know that you guys existed.
Exactly.
Joining us from the Anxiety Disorders Association of Ontario.